Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is Dave, and welcome to a new series where I tell you what went wrong. So Crash Bandicoot. I have been a Crash Bandicoot fan since the PS1, where I had the Pizza Hut blue demo disc with the Time Warp Crash Bandicoot game, the 1 or 2 levels. I even chipped a big chip out of that disc and it still worked. Well, at least the Crash Bandicoot game did. And after that, I was hooked. I got the first one, I got the second one. I got as many as I could until they started to get lame. But I stopped playing Crash Bandicoot because the people who were designing the game really weren't designing Crash Bandicoot. So seeing that it's going back to its roots with Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time, I was super psyched. Now I had to wait a little longer for it to come out on Switch, but it was a little less expensive that way. Though if you've seen the thumbnail and you've read the title of this video, you know things go wrong. Overall, it's a decent game, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. So I'm going to go over a few points that bring this game down in hopes that the 5th Crash Bandicoot will take some notes and tweak these to make a fantastic game. Because this one is close. Okay, so let me start by saying this isn't a review. If you want to know my opinion on this game overall, I like it, but there are just some big no-nos and some things that the crew that made this game need to go back to the drawing board on. First one being the difficulty curve. Playing the first half of the game was a breeze. It had me smiling and had me very nostalgic for the older Crash Bandicoot games. But there was a level where it just spiked in difficulty, and if there wasn't the easy mode where you got the mask over time, there might not be some portions of levels that I would have even been able to get past, let alone complete the level by getting all the boxes. I was only able to get all the boxes in the first 3 levels. Now, I'm not the greatest player, I do not claim to be, but I am decent enough to beat the levels and have some style at least. But if you want to complete these levels, you will be pulling your hair out, and that happened to me multiple times, and I'm very surprised I have a head of hair left. So the first thing is the difficulty curve. The second thing is the placation, the arrogance of the crew to say, okay, we will have checkpoints for you, and they're going to be spaced out at no reasonable or consistent distance. But if you do a bad job, we might pity you and put a check mark a little closer, so when you're playing the level you're like, wait a minute, this checkpoint was here, was it? Wait a minute, they are making it easier on me. If I wanted an easy mode, give me the easy mode from the start. Don't pepper the things in, because that makes me feel like I am a terrible player progressively, instead of giving me a mode where I can feel accomplished, and if I want a more difficult challenge, go up a difficulty. And that goes hand in hand with the mask that you eventually get if you die over and over. First you get a regular mask, then you get a super mask, and I'm okay with that. That actually didn't irk me too much, but it did play into the fact of they were just pitying me and giving me an easier option when they could have done it from the beginning instead of making me feel like I was an inadequate player. And the third thing is the very last puzzle, well, the last stage, the portion. It's about a 30-second portion of the level on the very end that you have to use all of the different masks for. Spoiler alert, not so much. But you have to do it in such a precise way. If you do not do it perfectly, you cannot beat that last level. And I died more than 200 times. Again, I'm not the greatest player, but I'm decent, and there's no reason why I should die 200 times. So the lightning bolts on the top and bottom of the level are an instant kill. If you're going to give me a mask that give me extra hits, well, then don't make a portion of your level an instant kill. I should have been able to bounce off that and complete that portion of the level much faster than 2 days that it took me, and frustration of pulling my hair out. And this had me at a rage fit that I have not seen since I played my last Dragon Ball Z game, and that's why I don't play those games anymore. And those are the top 3 reasons on what went wrong with Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. It's a beautiful game, and the crew did a great job adapting the current age of gaming to the nostalgic games of my youth. And I commend them for that, and I appreciate their attempt. But along the way, they took a hard left or right turn where they should have continued down the straight and narrow. And they took a game that I think should have been great and just made it good, in my opinion. So hopefully the next time when they make Crash Bandicoot 5, because I'm pretty sure this is on the trajectory to do so, they'll learn from some of these mistakes and make the Crash Bandicoot game that I will absolutely love. Until then, I'm glad I played 4. Well, most of it. So thank you so much for joining me in this What Went Wrong video. And until next time that I see you, my name is Dave. Have a great rest of your day and a great time with all your play. Please click like and subscribe. Here to here on the game button. I'm out. Bye. Vi Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. So subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.